George Floyd has sadly become well known for the way he died. This week, we got a closer look into aspects of his life. His former girlfriend, Courtney Ross, spoke about when they met. She says his kindness instantly struck her.
Floyd has this great, deep Southern voice, raspy. He's like, "Sis, you okay, sis?" And I wasn't okay. I said, "No, I'm just waiting for my son's father." Sorry. He said, "Well, can I pray with you?"
George Floyd was a son, a father, a friend, a brother. How is his family handling the first week of this trial? Let's discuss that with Terrence Floyd, George Floyd's brother, and Benjamin Crump, an attorney for the family. I appreciate having you both with us. Mr. Floyd, let me just start with you and how the family is spending this weekend. It's Easter weekend. How you're spending this time this weekend to prepare you for the next week of this trial. Sorry, Mr. Floyd, can you hear me?
Vaguely.
I'm asking, how are you and your family doing this weekend after this intense week of the trial with another week and probably several more weeks to come? How are you and the family doing, and how are you spending this weekend?
Basically, after this week, let me talk about during this week. It's been very emotional, very intense. You know, just starting this case off, because it's been some time that my family had to go through this, just watching it, and watching it constantly on social media and TV. But now, for the case to be here and us, you know, one of us being in the courtroom each day is very emotional, man. It's very intense because now everybody is here and we're actually close together, and we see who was on the scene. We see everybody in person that we saw on the video. So it's just very intense, very emotional. And we've been getting through it, you know, just sticking together, you know, encouraging each other, you know, whether it's a call, a text, or just, you know, walking, just holding hands with each other and just praying with each other. That's how we're getting through this. That's how we're doing.
What's the mood in the community like right now? People around y'all, what are they saying? How are they supporting you right now?
Well, it's a lot of love and support in Minneapolis right now. As we walk the streets, as we go to local stores, you know, the love that's being shown out here in Minnesota is very, very admirable and appreciated. Definitely. They're showing a lot of love and support out here.
Mr. Crump, what's your sense of the first week of the case, both on the prosecution and the defense side? How do you come away from week one?
Well, I think the state, led by Keith Ellison, the first African-American attorney general for the state of Minnesota, is putting on a very compelling case. When you think about how they started out in opening statements, educating all of us that it wasn't 8 minutes and 46 seconds, but it was actually 9 minutes and 29 seconds that he kept his knee on George Floyd's neck and tortured him to death. And they broke it down minute by minute by minute and second by second. And that was a very emotional way to start the trial. As Terrence said, as my friend and colleague John Barris said, this case is full of emotion. But then they got right into it with the bombshell witness at the beginning, who was the 911 dispatcher who saw what was happening and called her sergeant and said, "I don't want to be a snitch or anything, but what I see going on is wrong." And that was really compelling when you think she called the police on the police And then the end of the first day, you heard from Donald Williams, who talked about the fact that, you know, his humanity would not let him watch a man be deprived of oxygen and die without lashing out and screaming. And he painted that picture when he compared it to a fish
right.
who suffocates from lack of breath. And it was just painted in our minds. So I think the state is doing what they need to do, and I think the defense is doing what we all anticipated they were going to do, which is assassinate George Floyd's character in an attempt to distract us from focusing in on that video. And I was shocked, Mr. Jones, that they even had to blame the crowd. They started blaming the people, saying this is the reason why Derek Chauvin kept his knee on George Floyd's neck.
Benjamin Crump, Terrence Floyd, this has been a rough first week of the trial. We appreciate you two making time for us this weekend to talk a bit about it. Thank you very much. And we should also note that NBC News has reached out to the Chauvin family and to their attorney. They are not doing interviews at the moment.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.